Hello there, Tom Beal coming to you from South Florida. I hope this live video finds you well. If you're able to join me live, fantastic. We'll be able to communicate here. If you watch it at a later time, you will still be able to reap the benefits. So congratulations on choosing to be a part of the Ultimate Underdog Summit. And I'm here to share with you a brief explanation of how to best prepare and what to expect during the live summit. So here we are. It is currently May 25th, Saturday, Eastern Time, around 7:12 p.m. And as we progress, 4 days from now, on May 29th, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, we kick off the Ultimate Underdog Summit. I'll be there bright and early, 8 a.m. in 4 days, May 29th, and we are in for a treat. It's going to be the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd. Starting at 8 a.m., a presenter beginning every 2 hours, with the last presentation each day kicking off at 10 p.m. Eastern. So if we do the math, we're going to be on the live trainings from 8 a.m., May 29th, up until about 11:45 p.m. on the 29th. And that repeats for the 30th, the 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd. Bringing to you the absolute best experts in the world who, on average, are getting people to invest in them for an hour's worth of time, $1,000, $2,000, some of them $5,000 and more, if you can even get on their schedule. We're talking about the people who are traveling the world, impacting lives in the tens of thousands, in the hundreds of thousands, and some in the millions. Many are best-selling authors. Many fill the stage presences they have, fill the auditoriums in the theaters and the hotel conference rooms throughout the world. And they're going to be coming to you live, sharing their wisdom, basically with the same intention that myself and Henry Gold started when we had these discussions about creating the Ultimate Underdog giveaway and summit, which is both of us going through the difficulties, going through the challenges, for me transitioning out of the corporate world, becoming that entrepreneur on that new journey. And along the way, prior to that and after that, the difficulty, the challenges, the hiccups, the seemingly insurmountable obstacles that I faced and was able to overcome by actually tapping into many of the friends and guest speakers that are going to be sharing their strategies with you live on the Ultimate Underdog Summit. These are relationships, many that I began in 2005, 2006, 2007, and we've done tremendous things over the years, and this is the culmination of what year are we now? 2019. So 14 years of relationships, 14 years of providing value, 14 years of building that trust and changing trajectories of lives in the thousands, the tens of thousands, the hundreds of thousands around the globe. And all of us combined in the millions, multiple millions. And now you're going to be the next one with your trajectory change, with your thoughts, your words, your actions are now going to be more clear on what's yours to do, because these experts are investing their time in you, because myself and Henry are investing our time in you. So how to best prepare for it? First of all, let me jump over to here and just show, here we are leading up to it. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to do so. Invite your friends. Let people in on this secret. Let people know that there are experts that are in high demand who are going to be sharing their expertise, their strategies, their insights, their philosophies with you and your friends who recognize there's much more potential within them. They are capable of much more personally and professionally. And this isn't to say they're not in a great spot now. Some may be at the pinnacle of the success they've ever attained. Others may be in some difficulty and challenging places right now. I'm the believer, as you've heard if you followed along with this, that we're either just coming out of some difficulties, some challenges, some problems, whether that's health, whether that's relationships, whether that's finances. We're either in some difficulties and challenges right now related to our or our close family and friends, health, relationships, and finances, or there's problems and challenges right around the corner for us in health, relationships, and challenges. And many times, looking back on my past, I had all three of those that I just came out of, that I was in, and there were more coming. It's a variance of the level of what conflict and what chaos and what adversity you may be in now, from 0 to 10. In the past, I've been at the 10. I felt there was no light at the end of the tunnel, and when I did see a light, I thought it was the train coming to run me over for good. But one step, one day at a time, I was able to continue pressing forward, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, until I caught some stride, until I gained some guidance from many of my friends that you're going to be learning from on the Ultimate Underdog Summit, to get me the additional clarity, to get me the additional steps that made it click. Aha. No more wasting time, no more lack of clarity. I'm now super clear on what's mine to do exactly, precisely, and I do it with consistency. And sure enough, those bleak moments fulfilled that quote that we've all heard, this too shall pass. I like to remember and remind myself of that in times of challenge. And also this quote from Napoleon Hill: every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. That's not fun to hear when you're going through major challenges, major adversity, but it has always proven true in time for me and for all of my friends with the biggest challenges, the ones that really put me on my knees and questioning, how's this going to unfold? What's this going to turn into? Those were what gave me the lessons that I'm grateful for now. Thank God that happened, because it gave me those lessons I wouldn't want to wish on anybody, but that helped me become the man that I was able to become. And I'm thankful for that. And so if you're in those moments, know that those 2 quotes are true. This too shall pass, and every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Big adversity, big benefit coming to you in due time. And with the guest experts that we're going to have on this Ultimate Underdog Summit, they can connect the dots for you. They can get you that clarity. They can get you that path with exact preciseness of what needs to occur to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So if you haven't told your friends about it, don't keep it a secret. Your friends, the right people, will say, holy cow, this came to me at the right time. Thank you. This will be a blessing to them. So go share the message, and that's at it's at ultimateunderdogsummit.live. You can go share that with your friends, and they'll thank you for it. This is going to be tremendous. And not just thank you for the amazing guest experts that are going to be training them on the live summit that begins May 29th, 8 a.m. and goes up until about 11:45 p.m. each day, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd. 5 days. Do you realize the commitment I'm giving to you? I mean, I'm a Marine. I was in the Marine Corps from 1993 to 1997. I was willing to give my life for the freedoms around the world. Thankfully, that wasn't in my cards. That wasn't meant to be. So thankfully, I lived through that 4 years of active duty in the Marine Corps. But I did that, and now I see this as a similar commitment. Lives were on the line. If I messed up in the Marine Corps, not just my life, but other lives were on the line. I'm doing this because I know your life is on the line. And I'm not metaphorically saying this, like literally, your and your family's future depends on you taking the proper actions, getting that clarity, getting the proper path, following the guidance of these experts can literally change your future. I say that without hesitation, with absolute certainty, and knowing that that's true, because it's not only happened to me, it's happened to hundreds and thousands of people that I've been able and fortunate enough to share these messages with and see that was a turning point, a trajectory. The life was heading down one path. The words touched your heart. The words gave you that clarity, and your life and your family and your future changes. And this literally is that big of a deal. Your life is on the line. So how to best prepare is, yes, clear your calendar. Do the best that you can to be at each and every one of the presentations from May 29th up until the end of the day on June 2nd. Now, in addition to that, when you tell your friends, not only are they going to tap into that live summit, but also this page here. When you register for the Ultimate Underdog Summit, you also gain access to over 100 gifts that our friends have gifted and are giving to you and everybody who registers for the Ultimate Underdog Summit, which, in preparation for the summit, I would encourage you to go into your members area, log in, and when you do, click on the button here that says Additional Training. And just as you will see, I just refreshed it, you'll see here on your page a whole bunch, 140 contributors of massively valuable products, beginning with a $197 value gift from Michael Chaney, a $497 value gift from Stephen Alvey, a Peter Wolfing gift value of he says $20, but I'll tell you this, everything that Peter does is priceless. It's amazing, as are all of these. But $149 value from Tom Lua, a $97 value from Lori Petrosino, a $997 value from Paul Counts, over 20 hours of training there, free. These are real world values. A $47 gift from Reed Florin, Jason Mangrum with a $47 gift for you, a $497 value learning Pinterest from Jennifer Dawn, Jonathan Weberg, $197 value, and more beyond. This is page 1 at the top. Click 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 30 through 40, etc. Go through there and find the ones that resonate with you. Get them. These are real products, real services that some of them are ridiculously, amazingly valuable that you get 100% for free. Go get them, tap into them, and some of them, discern which ones you feel are pertinent to you right now. And begin. We got 4 days. Here in the United States, this is a holiday weekend. Kids have off of school on Monday, and many businesses are closed on Monday. As you see, here it is Saturday, 7:23 p.m. I'm here. Why? Because I'm committed. Like I said, I feel that this is exactly why I was committed to doing what I was willing to do in the Marine Corps, giving all, if necessary, for people I didn't know. Like, we didn't know each other prior to this. You probably didn't know me. I'm a kind of a behind the scenes type of guy, but I'm giving my all because I know that your and your family's life and future is on the line. This information right here in the additional gifts can be and will be the actual trajectory modifier for possible you and for hundreds throughout the world who take the action and go in and go through and scan through which products and services resonate with you, get them for free, start learning them now. Dig in. There's nothing holding you back. It's 100% free. You get it. You can access it. You can go learn now. Scroll through all of them. Get the ones that resonate with you. And that's how to prepare as well for the summit. Okay, now, you might see that I'm a little bit passionate as well. Why? Because years ago, what year was this? 1989. Heard a gentleman through audio tapes, through videotapes. The name was Zig Ziglar. And this country drawl, this person had the southern country drawl, and I'm listening as a 16-year-old and like, man, what this dude's saying makes sense. And I was born to teenagers. I was raised around 4 divorces and 6 marriages as a child. I went to 9 different schools by 8th grade. I lived in trailers. Not that there's anything wrong with living in trailers, but I lived in trailer parks. I lived in trailers that were wedged between trees in the woods in North Carolina. I didn't understand why we were wedging them in between trees until I grew up later and realized that way they couldn't be repossessed. The cars were parked between trees. The trailer was parked between trees so that the repo people couldn't come get them. And at my young age, I'm like, why do people want to come take our car? Why do people want to come take our trailer? I didn't understand. So I'm letting you know that was the growing up experience I had. There were times that as that new kid, 9 different schools by 8th grade in upstate New York and in North Carolina, the bullying, the being the new kid all the time, the not necessarily having the funds for new clothes, having the high water pants, getting picked on and things like that. No way, shape, or form am I saying I had the worst life. I had love. I had a family that loved me. My mom was 17 when I was born. My dad was 19. Grew up around many step families. And regardless of the lack of funds, regardless that we were on welfare many times, regardless that my mother was a single mother, and we had difficulties and challenges, I had love. I had a family that implanted in me, whatever I set my heart to, I could achieve. So I became someone who excelled in sports. I became someone who excelled in academics. What I put my heart into based on the love and the belief that it was injected into my mind, I was able to believe I could accomplish things that I set my heart to. So long story short, fast forward to hear me, these words from Zig Ziglar, hearing them like, wow, just because I had that past doesn't mean that has to be my future. Zig changed in my heart, changed in my mind what the path was that I thought would have been mine. He opened my eyes up to me being able to carve a path that was totally different from what I experienced growing up. And I said, one day, if I figure this out, I would love to do the same that Zig did for me and be able to share my experiences to help others recognize that there was more within them. There was a higher potential that they weren't tapping into. And here we are all these years later. This is the culmination. This is what the Ultimate Underdog Summit is all about. And I'm thankful for Henry Gold. I'm thankful for all the experts that we brought together. I'm thankful for you and I, our paths crossing. This reminds me of my path crossing with Zig over the audios, over the videos, and then meeting him prior to him passing. This reminds me of hearing Tony Robbins and listening to him for hundreds of hours. And then Tony saying, one day my goal would be to meet you. And over the rest, yeah, I'd like to meet Tony too. Well, I've been to Fiji. I've met Tony. I've had the experiences with my mentors. I've met Brian Tracy. I've met everybody you can imagine. I met most all of the experts you'll have access to during this summit. It's been one heck of a journey, and that's why I'm passionate, and that's why I'm giving you all I can, even on a Saturday night, because your life, your family's future depends on you stepping up. Will it be uncomfortable? Will you step out of your comfort zone? Will you have other commitments that you're going to say, you know what? I have a higher priority thing that I'm going to have to change that commitment I made to you so that I can get to this summit. There's going to be those choices. I had a boss tell me back in 2001 when I was still in corporate world. It was when Peter Lowe had his success seminars going on. In 2001, September 01 happened, September 11th, when the buildings got hit. I was the publisher of the North Carolina home book down in North Carolina. Anyone looking to build or remodel their $1 million plus home. And in October, there was Peter Lowe having an event, but the event changed, and it after 9/11, things, no one knew how and what was going to occur. So the tickets changed, the venue changed, the location changed, all this. And my boss at the time said, "You can't go." He said, "You can go next time." I said, "No, sorry, I'm not canceling. I'm going to this one. I need to go to this one." He's like, "Well, you may not have a job when you get back." I said, "Well, if that's the case, I'd feel really bad because I like this job and I want to continue with it. But I know that this event's happening and I'm going to be there." And he told me, "Well, you may not have a job." I still went. And the guy was a massive jerk. That's a whole different story. But when I got back, I did have the job. But what I did not give up was the experience to meet Zig Ziglar for breakfast that morning. I paid extra to have breakfast with Zig and thank him, letting him know that he was through his audios, through his videos, like a grandfather to me, like a father leading me. And from his lessons, I was able to carve a path that led to me fulfilling dreams I never believed possible prior to crossing paths with him. So I thanked him. And then I said, "Zig, what do we do now?" This is shortly after 9/11. And he said, "These events put us all on our knees. And that's exactly where we need to be right now." And he said, "You, from what your role is, you're a salesperson, correct?" I said, "Yes." He said, "If we don't continue selling, if we as business owners, we as entrepreneurs, we as salespersons don't continue selling, the terrorists win. It's up to us to step up and continue doing what we need to do to keep the economy flowing." And those words in October of 2001 helped put a new vigor inside of me, a new clarity of, yeah, that stuff happened. Yeah, it was terrible. And it still brings tears to my eyes even talking about it now. But we have to press on. We have to continue, right? And Zig shared that with me. And I wouldn't have been able to have that experience if I listened to that boss. And I made that choice to be there. And I'm sharing this to let you know that it's not about you looking at the guests and saying, okay, which one do I need to go to? Which one am I not going to go to? I will tell you this, and this is a lesson you might want to write down. Each of these experts bring 3 things to the table. You bring 3 things to the table. And these 3 things are the reason why there can be 1,000, there can be 10,000, there can be 100,000 different physical trainers, personal trainers, 100,000 different success coaches, 100,000 different. And here's the reason why: these 3 things. Each of them bring this to the table, and you bring this to the table in whatever your specialty is. Your personality, your experience, and your perspective separate you from everyone else. And let me share that, as you hear, my hero Zig, also Tony Robbins, also Brian Tracy, and a whole bunch of others, and many of them are heroes that are in the summit. But here was what blew my mind, and here's what I'm going to share with you. The personality, experience, and perspective leads to some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. SW4. Some will love my personality, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Some will love Zig Ziglar's personality, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Some will love Tony Robbins' personality, experience, and perspective. Some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Same with Brian Tracy. Same with everybody. And why I'm bringing this up to you is what I don't want you to do, and what I want you to recognize is it's not about taking a look at the bios, if you know them or not, and what their topic is or not. What I'm going to share with you is they're going to bring their perspective. They're going to bring their experiences, and they're going to bring their personality, which is different from each and every other expert that's going to be on here, which is different from you, which is different from me. But here's the key. Each of them, in telling their story, Some is going to resonate with you, some's not. But each of them will have a golden nugget that will connect the dots for you to a point that it can be a life trajectory, a life modifying point. Just like those things I heard from Zig changed my life. Just like the things I heard from Tony Robbins changed my life. Same thing with Brian Tracy. Same thing with many of the experts that are here in this summit. Attend all that you can. And to the point where it's almost like what I told my boss. Like, I got something that came up. I have to break away. I'm going to go do this. Well, there's consequences to that. Well, I'm willing to accept those because this takes a higher priority. Why? Because your life and your family's future depends on it. From them sharing their perspective, their experience, and their personality, and you choosing to be there, and choosing to seek out that golden nugget that resonates with you specifically. And what resonates with me is going to be different than what resonates with you. And that's going to be different what resonates with the other person. Everybody that's on there is going to have a different sense, a different story, a different thing that touches their heart, that puts them on that ultimate underdog path. And that's the whole point here, right? Remember, I need to watch the cartoon. I haven't watched it since I was little, but that was me. Like, I was the tiny kid growing up. I'm like, I'm the underdog. In wrestling, I wasn't the most intimidating, but I was the one who prepared properly. I was the one who did the work, and I won way more than I lost. And I was always the underdog. I was the new kid in the schools, things of that nature. And it's a good feeling. And then you turn from being that underdog to being, the favored champion. But it begins with that being underdog, upsetting the odds, upsetting the champion. And I know you have that capability. I know, and maybe you've already broken through that now. And now it's time to solidify your championship and not be the underdog anymore. But, you are the one to knock from that pedestal. You're not the underdog. You're the favored champion. But it begins by the things you're going to be learning in this summit. And you won't learn them if you're not there. So I think I've stressed that enough. So there we have it. How to prepare. Tell your friends about it. Make the commitment. Put it in your calendar. May 29th, 8 a.m. it starts. It's going to go every 2 hours, a new next speaker every 2 hours up until the last one starting at 10 p.m. That's going to go to about 11:45 p.m. So 8 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. on May 29th, 30th, the 31st, June 1st, June 2nd. Choose to be there as absolutely much as you possibly can. One sentence, one story, one lesson can change everything for you, your family, and your future. And I'm excited about that. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't know that lives will be changed. I want it to be your life. And I can want it more than you want it. But until you say, you know what, I'm making a commitment, I'm going to be there. And I'm not going to scan and see which ones I want to go learn from and which ones don't. I'm going to be there as much as I possibly can. And I say that not to judge. I know life happens and stuff happens. So that whatever, it's your situation. You use your discernment. But I'm telling you, you miss if you don't hear the story, if you don't hear that one story that resonates with you, your life more the same. It's just, I know you have much more capable within you. I know that one story can and will and does every single day change the thoughts, change the beliefs, change the words, change the actions of people that their whole life changes from that one moment. And each of these presentations can have that for you. I don't want you to miss it. Your life, your family's life and future depend on it. All right, it's time for me to go have some more fun today. All right, it's Saturday, and this is fun for me, by the way. So, in preparation, make that commitment. Put it in your calendar. Be there 8 a.m. May 29th, 8 a.m., and know that it goes until about 11:45 each day of the 5 days. Prior to that, log into your members area. It's at ultimateunderdogsummit.live/members/additional-trainings once you get in there. But ultimateunderdogsummit.live/members, log in, click on the additional trainings tab here, and that'll bring you to all these trainings. Scroll through, pick the ones, download the ones that resonate with you, go through the whole list. There's over $10,000 of real world value waiting for you prior to the summit. And the summit has life-changing value waiting for you as well. But the life-changing value is also waiting for you in the additional trainings. Go get those now. And then the 20-80 principle comes into effect. If you download 100 of them, 20 of them are more important than the other 80. And of the 20, 4 of those are more important than the other 16. Pick the 4 and pick the 1. Of the 4, there's one that resonates with you most. Discern it all the way down. If you download 100, there's going to be one that speaks to you right now. Go implement, go learn that one right now and begin implementing it before the summit begins. Go out, tell your friends, get excited about it. because this is going to have the fulfillment of what Henry and I said. We want to have at least one person's life who is absolutely changed. And every time I speak in front of an audience, whether it's 50, whether it's 100, whether it's 1,000, whether it's 5,000, there's at least one person in this audience whose life is going to forever be changed. I want that to be you. Question is, do you want it to be you? I just outlined the steps I would recommend you consider taking prior to the summit. Committing to being there for not this one and that one and this one, as absolute much as possible. I'll get into more details as we get to know each other, but I think you get the drift. Your life is on the line. Your future is on the line. Choose to be there and watch how you'll find exactly that gold nugget that you're searching for. Seek and you shall find. You're in the right place. Go get your additional trainings right now. Get prepared for May 29th through June 2nd. It's going to rock your world. You, your future self, your family will appreciate the effort, the dedication, the commitment that you put forward to this. I look forward to seeing you there, and I will see you inside this Facebook group and in the members area as well in the meantime. Until next time, make today great. I'll talk with you soon. Get excited. You might tell that I am.